Good morning, gathered friends, and welcome back to the channel. So, I actually was graduating high school the year that the first ever Five Nights at Freddy's game dropped, and it just... I remember it just completely taking the internet by storm. And to be honest, I don't think I or anyone else really saw it becoming as big of a franchise as it is. And of course, as the franchise got bigger and bigger, one of the things that was constantly talked about was an official FNAF movie. But after all this time, our wish has been granted and we are finally getting an official Five Nights at Freddy's movie, which we are actually going to take a look at the trailer for today. And I think what's kind of funny about the fact that this video is even being made is that had you told younger me that he'd be doing a video about Five Nights at Freddy's, he would have laughed and called it cringe. But one day, out of nothing more than sheer boredom, I decided to actually look into the lore and really kind of delve into the world of Five Nights at Freddy's. And since then, I found out that the game actually does have a very good story, and now I kind of consider myself a casual fan of sorts. But yeah, I know I'm kind of late to the party when it comes to reacting to this trailer, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So without further ado, let's check it out. Also, one more thing that I want to say, I'm sorry, before I start the trailer is that it's only 48 seconds long, so I'm not sure how much I'm going to have to work with here, but hey, let's find out. And play.
Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, where fantasy and fun come to life. Hit it, guys. If you're watching this video, it means you've been selected as Freddy's newest security guard.
Woo!
Hello?
Oh.
We're going to have so much fun together.
Are we though? Well, that certainly was a lot to unpack in just 47 seconds. Okay, so I went ahead and rewatched the trailer off camera again, just to see if I missed anything in my first watch. And honestly, I know this is only a very short trailer, but you can tell that everyone involved in making this movie has put in the time and effort and research to really capture the atmosphere of the game. And that's really kind of a hopeful sign, because I've seen many movie adaptations of games that I personally have played that I've kind of been disappointed with, because I always felt like they never actually took the time to play the game that they're making the movie off of. And for all I know, that could very well be the case with this movie, but from what I saw from just the trailer, I can tell that care was put into it. They actually care about how this movie's going to come out. So there's a lot of things that I want to comment on in the trailer, just because I was initially worried that I wouldn't get much to work with, but if anything, it kind of feels like I got too much to work with, which is kind of a good thing. So the first thing I want to talk about is the look of the animatronics themselves. They look great. They look very well done. It almost feels like they just pulled them out of the game and just plopped them straight into the movie. What I like about the animatronics is that they don't just look like these cheap Spirit Halloween animatronics. I was actually quite baffled at how exact the designs are. There's actually one little clip in the trailer that stuck out to me, and I feel like I have an understanding of what's going on just because I have a better understanding of the lore now, but it's in that scene in the forest where I couldn't really get a good look at it, but I'm assuming it's Josh Hutcherson's character, who, if I'm correct, I'm assuming Michael Afton. He turns around and he sees 6 children running off, or running away from him. So I'm kind of getting the feeling there's going to be a scene where maybe the spirits of the 6 children that Peepaw Afton murdered are like telling him, hey, you need to leave. You ain't safe here. You need to leave. There's another thing that I kind of want to comment on that since the trailer has come out, I've learned is actually a pretty hot topic, and that is the glowing red eyes. Now, this is just a movie trailer. We have no real clue what's going on in the scene, but just watching it at face value and with little to no real context as to what's going on, the glowing red eyes just look goofy. Like, it's not terrible. It's not a deal breaker for the movie. It's not something that would make me think, oh, this movie's gonna tank. Now, it looks like this is some kind of chase scene where the animatronics are chasing after this little girl that hides in the ball pit. You know, but, like, for me personally, if I was the one editing that scene, I would either leave the eyes completely normal, like not glowing or anything, or I would have the eyes completely blacked out. Only because I know that there are certain instances in the games where the animatronics are shown to have completely blacked out eyes, which, again, this is all just my opinion, in my opinion, looks creepier than the glowing red eyes that we saw in the trailer. But even still, I'm willing to look past the glowing red eyes as long as the rest of the movie is good. I do remember there is one other clip where you see a brief silhouette of Foxy, which really worries me because that means we're potentially going to see Foxy barreling down a hallway, which was scary enough in the game, but the fact that we're going to see it probably in the movie, that's just like bringing back like old trauma. So I know that for me, hearing those fast thudding metal footsteps getting closer and closer and louder, that's like total fight or flight trigger right there. It's almost like I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not at the same time. And I think the only other thing that I want to talk about is Matthew Lillard as William Afton. Like, even when it was first confirmed that he was going to be playing William, I was completely okay with it. I've liked every single movie he's in. I think he is a brilliant actor. He's got great range. Not to mention, he was in 2 of my most favorite childhood movies of all time. I really do think they did a good job of throwing that one single clip of him in there, just kind of like build up that hype, and I think it's working just fine, because I'm excited to see how he does as William Afton. So, the movie is PG-13, and because of that, we probably shouldn't expect to see anything too graphic or too gory. I'm definitely not expecting to see anything as graphic as the FNAF VHS tapes by Squippus McGrimpus, which, if you have not checked those out at this point somehow, do yourself a favor, go check those out, because they are so well done and they are so unbelievably terrifying. Like, to me, the FNAF VHS tapes, those are what made Five Nights at Freddy's scary for me again. But if they did find a way to successfully acknowledge that, that'd be pretty cool, you know? It's almost like it would be acknowledging the fans that have kind of helped raise FNAF as a franchise to something more than what it started out as. And, you know, speaking of people that kind of helped lift up the FNAF franchise, I would actually be very surprised if I didn't see cameos of any kind from MatPat, Corey X Kenshin, Markiplier, people that have really like had a hand in putting FNAF out there. And I know, I am fully aware of the fact that if they did do that, it would be nothing more than fan service, but I still think it would be cool to see. As far as expectations for this movie go, I don't really have any, aside from hopefully it's good, you know? So, with all that being said, that's really all I have to say about the movie for now. I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely going to go see it when it comes out. So, I am excited about this movie, and I really hope you all are too. The movie comes out October 27th, so be there or be square. Until then, thank you all so much for stopping by, and have a good one.